Gerard Way is not okay. And apparently neither am I. Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge. Well, okay. First of all, this is a fantastic album. I'm just gonna go out and say it right now, as I put my tablet down once again. This album is great. I absolutely love every second of it. I will say I do have problems with it. I have problems with almost everything that exists. For instance, I wish Give 'Em Hell Kid was a little bit longer, and to the end has this weird thing in the second verse that is a little bit discordant that I'm not a huge fan of. And I feel like they probably could have ended the album with a better song than I Never Told You What I Do for a Living. Maybe put Desert Song on there because it is a bonus track, and I feel like it would have wrapped the album up a little bit better. That being said, I will be including Bury Me in Black and Desert Song in this review because I feel like I should. Because they're also really good songs. So, obviously, let's get the elephant out of the room. Helena, So Long and Good Night, is quite obviously pretty much an anthem at this point. The My Chemical Romance anthem. Next to Welcome to the Black Parade, of course. Which I actually find funny because I believe the last time I checked, their music video for Helena has more views on YouTube than it does the Welcome to the Black Parade. So that's kind of strange, but yeah, I actually went into this prepared this time. I listened to this whole album plus the two bonus tracks right before doing this, so ooh, that was loud. Sorry. Boom, I'm prepared even though I'm still very unprofessional. Let me just get out of the way too. My favorite song on this whole album is You Know What They Do to Guys Like Us in Prison. And you know a band does things right when even their interlude is fantastic. Because it is. And it leads perfectly right into Thank You for the Venom. Goes all soft and then just boom, right in your face, screaming at you with that guitar. I'd honestly have to say I think my least favorite song on this album is I'm Not Okay, I Promise. Which is funny because I still actually really like that song. It's just weird is that whenever that song comes on shuffle, like when I'm just listening to a bunch of music, I can never like pick it out and remember what it is. I'm like, oh yeah, this is a My Chemical Romance song that exists because the beginning is so generic to me. Um, I will say, the whole "Trust Me" part in that song gets me every time. But I really feel like the sound in this whole album was absolutely fantastic. Minus, of course, the things that I've already said. Um, and also, can I say that the Jetset Life is Gonna Kill You is super underrated? Because it's super underrated. Um, ooh, that's a burp. Excuse me. Pardon the unprofessionalism. I'll probably say that every time. But the Ghost of You as well. Honestly, I feel like even though the Ghost of You has a music video, I feel like they probably should have focused a little bit more on that than they did focus on I'm Not Okay, I Promise. I honestly feel like the Ghost of You would have been a much better thing to focus on because like there's this one deluxe version or something that has a bunch of live stuff including I'm Not Okay, I Promise, and I actually believe it also has Ghost of You Live. But they also made like two music videos for I'm Not Okay, and I feel like maybe that wasn't a very smart decision. Um, and I've seen the music video for Ghost of You. It's sad, like it's real sad, but it's a good music video and it's a good song. It's a great song. I was listening to it and I was like, man, I forgot how great this song was because I haven't listened to it in a while. Um, this is actually my favorite My Chemical Romance album. I believe this is, I believe personally, this is their peak, when they were their best. And that's not saying anything bad about Black Parade or Danger Days. Although that also being said, I still do think that I brought you my bullets, or you brought me your. You know what? I don't even. Something about Bullets in Love. I should know it because I'm a huge fan of My Chemical Romance. I brought you my bullets, you brought me your love. I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah. I do like that album more than the Black Parade as well as Danger Days. Even though I still love absolutely all of them. Uh, but Black Parade kind of saw them taking a little bit of a different route. It was kind of a little more poppy, I want to say. A little bit. Just a little bit. Like, when you look at a song like Teenagers from the Black Parade, I mean, it doesn't really scream emo to me, or like punk rock, or anything that they were in their first two albums. It more screams like, oh, we're kind of pop now, which is weird. Even though they kind of weren't. I don't know. It's just a weird. It's a weird concept for that. But no, like, I still love the Black Parade and Danger Days, but I do believe Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge is when they were at their best. And I do listen to it way more often than any of the other albums. Plus, I mean, I said You Know What They Do to Guys Like Us in Prison is my favorite song off this record. It is also my favorite My Chemical Romance song out of all of them. And that's including literally everything, even the ones on Living with Ghosts and Conventional Weapons and whatnot. Bury Me in Black is a bonus track on here. So is Desert Song. I honestly feel like both of those kind of make up for how not great of an end I Never Told You What I Do for a Living is for the album. Not to say that it's a bad last song, but like, it doesn't really make that much of an impression on me, because you think with a lot of times with albums, like, you got to make the first song and the last song be the most standout ones on the album sometimes. Like, a lot of times bands will make their first song their humongous lead single, like Fall Out Boy is doing currently with Young and Menace. I believe that's going to be the first track off of Mania. And say how some, maybe like Linkin Park did with The Hunting Party, Line in the Sand was the longest song on that album, and it really did stand out for me. But I Never Told You What I Do for a Living just doesn't really stand out and make that much of a huge impression on me. Helena does. Helena is a great choice to start this out. I love the entire track listing minus the last song. And Cemetery Drive, too, honestly, is really underrated. I listened to that song, I think just like 3 days ago or something, and was honestly surprised because I hadn't heard it in a while, and surprised by how good it still was. Even though it's probably the strangest song on the album, because the beginning kind of reminds me of country a little bit, which is weird, especially for My Chemical Romance. But I mean, you know what? Rock sometimes does turn country, but My Chemical Romance I know never will. Also, mainly because, they're not together anymore, so obviously we have no chance of them ever turning country, because we have no chance of them ever turning rock, because they're gone. And that's sad, and I'm not okay. I promise. But I mean, I still feel Desert Song probably wraps up the album a little bit better, just because it's more memorable because it has no drums and like everything else has drums. So if something doesn't have drums while everything else does, it's gonna stand out. And I also really like that song. I love it a lot. It's really, really good. But yeah, I also want to bring up the fact that I do like that the M is in both of the words. I feel like that's pretty cool. um, and also the last capital E's kind of. Oh, they're all. Oh, that's weird. I never noticed that before, actually. How. Oh wow, each word, the last letter is capitalized instead of the first. Okay. Well, you learn something new every day, folks. I guess that's it. Yeah, Three Cheers for Sweet Revenge by My Chemical Romance. Probably their best album, if we're being honest. I know a lot of people are gonna say like, "Oh, oops." I don't know why I'm saying a lot of people. I have like 3 subscribers at this point. Don't keep that in the video. I wish I could edit that out. But no, I'm really bad at this, okay? I'm really bad at this. I'm sorry. But, you know, I feel like it's a little bit of an unpopular opinion that this is their best album. I have met plenty of people who also think that, but just given the fact that the G note is a thing that exists, kind of makes me feel like people might not agree with that so much. Um, but honestly, like, the G note isn't even that sad. It's not even their biggest song. Come on, people. Like, you start hearing Long Ago, and then all of a sudden, that's when the tears start flowing. At least for me and my girlfriend. But, hey, it is what it is, and it is great. And Danger Days was kind of a disappointment, but hey, at least we still have 3 cheers. That's always a plus. Think I'll be ending the video now before I make things worse. Oh man. My cat's asleep on the dresser. He's lazy. He's been sleeping all day, except for that one time that he wasn't. I don't remember what he was doing, but wasn't sleeping. I'll I'll straight up tell you that. I never know how long to make these. This is going on to 11 and a half minutes. Alright, I'm gonna go in and end it. See ya.